You say?
I like to study people's faces also. They're very interesting.
They're interesting.
Yes.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think faces are very interesting. Did you know that for an artist, faces is the most difficult of all? I mean, you can paint trees and animals and things, but faces is very, very difficult to do. And not everyone can do that. So this is very interesting. I had no idea that they could do it like this, like you're doing, though. This is something else. This must be a whole new field. Or is it something that people have done for a number of years? What you're doing is what I'm referring to. What you're doing right now. Video faces. You call this an art, didn't you say that?
Portraits.
Portraits, right?
People have been doing portraits for a long time, but not in video.
Well, this is why I asked you if this is something new.
Fairly new. New with the new electronic age.
I see.
I mean, you have such a wonderful face.
Thank you.
What's your name?
Isabel.
Isabel. You have such a lovely face.
Thank you.
Isabel, what do you think the most,
Okay.
the most,
The most what?
what is the one thing that has made you the happiest in your life?
The one thing that's made me the happiest, I would say, my children. Definitely. Getting old with my husband, right? This is the happiest thing of all. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you, right now, this very day, I would say is the happiest because my husband and I both can look back, look at our children, and see what we've done. Because everything that means anything to both of us, we can see it in our children. And so I feel that this is the happiest time and the happiest moments because now we can sit back and say, look what we've done, look what we've accomplished, and we've done it together. Now, isn't that interesting? Nothing else, just what we've done, the two of us. And when we look at our children, we can see it. And it has nothing to do with what we've accomplished materialistically, right? Or even with his job, as you move on and get promotions. This is not important. To me, I think the most important and what's been the happiest is to see what we've accomplished with ourselves and with our children. So I think that's the happiest time. And that's what's made me the happiest. Nothing else is really important, Everything, it's all material, It's no big deal you get new carpeting or this doesn't mean anything. Happy is seeing them all come home and eat heartily what you've cooked for dinner that night. This to me is very important and makes me very happy. And I enjoy it. I enjoy watching them. I even enjoy the dog with the fleas.
So they're pretty simple things then.
Oh, well, certainly. Those are the most important. Those are the very important things to me. I'll tell you, I even enjoyed the rain last night. I thought that was neat. We hadn't had it in a long time, besides we need it. So are you married? You didn't say anything about that.
No.
And do you intend to?
No. I never did.
You never did intend to?
No, I never did.
Well,
Never.
do you have another brother?
I have two brothers.
Uh-huh. Two brothers and yourself, right? Mm-hmm. And they're older than you or younger? One is younger?
They're
And
younger.
they're both younger.
How many, what kind of children do you have?
Boys and girls. They're mixed. 3 girls, 2 boys. A girl, 2 girls, a boy, a girl, and a boy. have a, I guess 22, 20, 19, 18, 17, 14. Yeah.
So you sound like a pretty happy woman.
Oh, I'm very, very
That's
sure. This is the happiest time of my life. I always hear people say, God, if I could be younger or, much younger and know what I know now, right? And to me, that's not important. To me, if someone would say, you could be any age you want, what age would you like to be? And I would say the very age I am now. Because I think this is the best time of all. I'd hate to have the problems a 20-year-old has, or even a 25-year-old. And I certainly wouldn't want to be a teenager, that's for sure. So I like being the age I am now. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to enjoy 50 a lot better than I am my 40s. I think that'll be a lot more interesting. What age would you like to be? Any age, which one would you like to be?
Well, I am right now.
That's good.
I don't think I have any desire to be any other age.
That's very good. That's a very satisfied answer.
It's a very
You like
it's a mature answer.
It is
Yeah.
a very mature answer.
But in my way, see, I don't think of myself as being the age I am. So my mature answer really is in my mind. I'm about 3. So my very mature answer is simply
Logic.
logic to me.
Mm-hmm. Logic. And wanting to let other people know that you are mature when really you think very young. And which is great. I don't think you'll ever be old. You're an inventor. You like to try out everything. You don't like to have any ties. You like to feel free, no obligation. You don't want people to depend on you because you don't want to be obligated to anyone. Am I right? I know you are. And
How do you know that?
well, because I'm picking you up. As a matter of fact, when I was asking you about brothers, I was going to say 2 brothers, and then I thought, well, it's been a long time since I've actually given any readings. Or I suppose Helen did tell you that I'm a witch, okay? But I'm a white witch. I'm not a bad witch. And so I pick up things. So I was picking up that you had a brother. But obviously you're closer to one than the other. And which is great. It's just that that's the way it is. And I also get that you like to be footloose. You don't like to be tied down to any one thing. And if you're not consistent, you're doing one thing, then you can change totally and completely. But you want to feel free to do that, and at any time. You don't take criticism well, but then who does? There's nothing wrong with that. And you've got a mind of your own, and I don't care if they say, look, don't go in there, it's not going to work. You make up your mind, you do what you want, and you're going to find it out for yourself. And you don't want anybody to tell you anything. You're going to find it out and make your own decision, which is nothing wrong with that either. But I think you've been hurt, but then you've come up all right. And although I get the feeling that you did love someone at one time, and very strongly, but then I don't think you want anybody to know that. You've kept it pretty much to yourself. You trusted someone very much, and that didn't work out too well for you. So you're really wrapped up in what you're doing, and you enjoy it, and you lose yourself from everything and everyone when you're doing this work. Whatever, it doesn't have to be this specific work, I didn't mean that, but whatever work that you're doing, or whatever you're doing at the time, you lose yourself completely, and you're very involved in what you're doing, and this is great for you. However, I think you're missing a lot of other things that could be very meaningful to you, but you're afraid, I think. but then you're content. You want to know anything else? Ask me anything you want. I don't know.
What am I afraid of?
No, I think when I said you're afraid is when of giving of yourself to anyone, and I don't know if I'm referring more to the opposite sex, you know, or even with people. You're very honest. You are very sincere, and if people can't accept that of you, then that's their problem. And I think this is great. And as long as you're honest, no matter what happens, I guess everything will be all right for you. But when I said you were afraid, I meant like if you see someone that really appeals to you, I think perhaps you're not sure, maybe of yourself, or maybe you're afraid of being hurt or of it not working out, and you'd rather not go into something. So again, you prefer not to even be bothered with that. Seriously. I don't know. Am I hitting it okay?
You're hitting an awful lot. You hit a lot so far. I'm just
involved in what you're doing.
I'm listening very much to what you're doing. And
I've got my leg crossed. When you're not supposed to cross your leg when you're doing this. You kind of stop the flow.
Don't stop the flow.
I know, but I'll tell you what. No, I'll tell you what though too. This room is interesting. I think this is a real nice room because it's closed and you don't have any interferences, and we're not picking up anybody else but our own sensitivities, which is great. For a minute there, I was getting this other man, and he gets depressed very easily.
You're very sensitive, I know.
But then, I was picking him up while we were sitting here, and the other one's awfully busy trying to accomplish things, and he gets the feeling he doesn't accomplish too much. He's moving around doing a lot, and I've got to go. And it's too bad because I like doing this. We'll have to do it another time. You let me know, because I would enjoy it. And then I'd like to hear it back. Did you know that when you do something like this, you know, a reading like this, and when you play the tape back, you can give the individual a reading by what you're listening to? Because there's many influences that are in here. Even your sensitive feelings will be picked up, you know, by the tape. But you're talking and you miss it. So when you play the tape back, you see, you can pick up these inedities, is that what they're called? And you give yourself an additional reading with what has been already given. And this is very interesting to do.
An additional reading?
Yes, just by what's already been said. And then you play it back and you listen, and then you can pick up. As a matter of fact, if someone who is also spiritual can read and can listen to this tape, will be able to give you a reading on the person who is reading for you. How do you like that? Just by listening to the voice. Like if you went to someone and they taped it, and you brought the tape to me, I can give you a reading not only on what she's read to you, but also on the individual who gave the reading.
Right. Because they're caught it, they're in it too.
Exactly, and it's all picked up. And you can pick all these things up very easily, which is very, very interesting, right?
Oh, yes.
So this is good. So this is why I say that it would be very interesting to me to hear this again and see what I would pick up. Now, I have a tape that belongs to Helen that I've been meaning to listen to, but because I've been so involved, I just haven't had the time. But now that I'm home, what I'm going to do, I'm going to listen to this tape. Now, another woman read for her. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to read the tape and try this out because it's a new experiment for me. My sister went to someone, and I just fell on this by sheer accident, and he gave her the tape. So then she brought it back, and she says, I'm going to play this tape to you. So she started playing the tape to me, and I said, stop it right now. So I started writing on a piece of paper what he was going to say next, right? So we back, and you know what? It worked. And then I said, you know what? I'll be able to tell you a whole bunch more just by listening to this tape. But this I found that out by accident. So when Helen told me that she had gone and had this tape done, I said, let me get the tape and listen to it and see if I could pick anything up on it, right? So this is why I'm saying that I would sure like one day to play this and see what I could get out of it.
Wonderful. Well, we'll do that.
Yeah, do that.
We'll play
and give it to her. And,
We'll play it sometime in the future, and we'll tape it again.
Oh,
Your reactions
sure,
to it.
because I would love to, because it would be really interesting for all. You're very spiritual, by the way. You probably knew that, did you?
Well, sometimes I feel that way.
You are, extremely so. So this could help you too. When you're talking to people, you know, I'll bet you any money, try that. Play it back to yourself, and I'll bet you anything that you could read just by listening to the voices and by watching the faces. John, it's been a pleasure.
Hey,